Alrighty, let's close out the show here with our NFL draft prospects grades now. We had to take a little bit of a break because the schedule came out and then we had to go through that. But hey, we're done with the schedule. We still got some free time in the show. So let's start grading the NFC West and the NFC South, the last two divisions that we have not graded draft performances for. So we're going to start here with the NFC West today. We'll do the NFC South tomorrow. So, first team up here in the NFC West to start grading their draft is the LA Rams. So, here we go. First round, they didn't have a first round pick. Second round pick, they would go wide receiver in Tutu Atwell. Third round pick, they go Ernest Jones, linebacker. Fourth round picks, they have three of them. Bobby Brown, defensive tackle. Robert Rochelle, cornerback. Jacob Harris, wide receiver. Fifth round pick, Ernest Brown, defensive end. And then the seventh round picks, they got three of them. Jake Funk, running back. Ben Skowronek, wide receiver. And Chris Garrett, outside linebacker. So, a couple of wide receivers out here. Their first kind of pick of the draft, this wide receiver, 5'9", kind of nice, small, speedy slot wide receiver. I'm not a big fan of them drafting all these wide receivers. I thought that was a little curious. I mean, when we look at their wide receivers, you've got Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and then they just picked up Deshaun Jackson in free agency. And then you still got Tyler Higbee at the tight end. So I really thought it was kind of weird that they were going heavy on the wide receiver market. Maybe shore up the line a little bit more. Maybe get another running back. Who's their second running back here? Darrell Henderson. He's pretty solid. What did he do last year? 624 yards. That's pretty solid. So they don't need the running backs, but I really also think they didn't really need these wide receivers either. The fourth round pick, Jacob Harris, a 6'5" wide receiver. I'm all about that. Yes, sir. Get the height, man. I love that. Ooh, okay. And then Ben Swerkonski, 6'3". Okay. All right, take that back. These wide receivers being these tall wide receivers, that's what we're all about, folks. Tall wide receivers, fast linebackers. That's what we want to see on a team. So nothing really that they had to kind of truly get. Maybe another couple of linemen to beef that up a little bit. So I was a little disappointed that they didn't really take any linemen in this draft. So I'm going to give this Rams team a B. A solid draft here. Getting a wide receiver in the slot. Once again, I mean, you go out and kind of put the future of the Rams and Sean McVay's coaching career on Matt Stafford getting it done. So, surround him by as many weapons as possible. I get it. So the offense works and Sean McVay can look like a genius. But I would have liked to see them just shore up their offensive line just maybe a little bit more. So we'll give them a B. I love the wide receivers that they got. A nice, speedy wide receiver. That was the first one that they got. But then the one in the fourth round and the one in the seventh round, they go height, and I'm definitely all about that. So they showed up their defense a little bit in the third and fourth rounds, which I'm all about. But would have liked to see them show up their line a little bit. So we'll give the Rams a B grade. All right, Seattle. Well, you ready for this draft? It's three players, folks. No first-round pick. They had a second-round pick. They go Dwayne Eskridge, wide receiver. Fourth-round pick, they go Trey Brown, cornerback. In sixth-round pick, they go Stone Forsythe, offensive tackle. So they only had three picks all draft here, and it's a little strange. Once again, they go wide receiver. That's their first pick. Once again, another slot wide receiver here because they have two deep threat wide receivers. They don't need to go to another one. You've got DK Metcalf. You have Tyler Lockett. So you've got the two nice deep threat wide receivers. So they go and get a slot wide receiver. This is definitely going to help Russell Wilson out a little bit more. Getting that nice kind of shifty, fast slot wide receiver so you can get the ball out of your hands quickly. If it's just a crossing route, take the deep route if it's open. So that's a solid pickup. But once again, what was Russell Wilson speaking out against? I have nobody to protect me. And they didn't get any offensive linemen here in this draft. So they only had three picks and used a wide receiver for one of their three picks. I thought that was kind of the bad decision. And I kind of misspoke. They did take a lineman in the sixth round. So they did get one, but at the end of the day, they only had three picks, and then they go and get a offensive lineman with their last pick in the sixth round. Is he going to pan out? Probably not. So I'm going to give this Seattle draft a C. It's just nothing. I mean, first of all, there's no players here. And second of all, they used their first pick as a wide receiver. That's not really one of their must-haves, their needs here. So I'm going to give them a C here. And I think Russell Wilson's still a little disappointed in the draft. But Pete Carroll says, hey, that saga's over. So we'll see. but we give the Seahawks a C. Alrighty, now let's go to the Cardinals now, shoring up that defense with the first pick. They take Zaven Collins, linebacker, first round. Second round, they go wide receiver Rondale Moore, and this is another team. I mean, what is up with all these NFC West teams taking wide receivers when they have absolutely stacked wide receiver weapons? For the Cardinals, you got DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, Christian Kirk. I mean, what more do you need? What more do you need out there? So they get Rondale Moore, another tall, fast, speedy wide receiver. Or just say fast wide receiver. He's only 5'7". I didn't mean to say tall. But, yeah, a little curious that they're going wide receiver, all these NFC West teams. A little interesting. They're going stacked wide receivers. So we'll see if that pays out. Fourth round pick, they go Marco Wilson, corner. They go 6th round picks, 2 of them. Victor Demukiji, defensive end. Tay Gowan, cornerback. James Wiggins, safety in the 7th round, and then Michael Manette, their last 7th round pick, a center. So shoring up their defense a lot here. We know their defense is pretty solid. They did lose Patrick Peterson, so shoring up the defense at cornerback with Macro Wilson in the 4th round, a solid pickup here. What else do they got? I mean, Budda Baker's a safety. They got Malcolm Butler. We'll see if he plays out. So once again, getting that cornerback depth, because Malcolm Butler, he's never been, the number 1 corner on any team. He's been moved around a lot. So maybe a good season, maybe 1 and then 2, and then you have to dump him. So I do kind of like the cornerback depth. Zaven Collins with Chandler Jones and Isaiah Simmons. I mean, this could be a real dangerous linebacker team. And then you got, obviously J.J. Watt up front. So I love that they shored up their defense even more. They didn't really need any kind of solid wide receiver weapons, but they pick up one more just in case. What's their running back situation looking like? Chase Edmonds and James Conner. We know James Conner isn't the best. Chase Edmonds last season, what did he do? 400 yards. So they don't have that great running back. Maybe that's what they should have done in this draft. We don't love a lot of running backs in this year's draft, but maybe they could have gotten one in the 2nd round. I mean, when did those North Carolina running backs go? Because we see that this Cardinals pick in the 2nd round here. And let me go back to this Cardinals team. Where is that? They go Rondale Moore, wide receiver, in the 2nd round, but they maybe could have gotten a running back in the 2nd round. Obviously, they couldn't have gotten Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. But I believe they could have gotten one of those two running backs from North Carolina, who are, on everybody's big board of being absolutely great players. I don't see it that much, but I think I would have taken the chance at one of those wide receivers over getting a 4th string wide receiver. Yeah, you know what I mean? But I have to see when these running backs went. When did they go? I think one went like 4th round. No, it was kind of weird that they kind of fell off that hard. At least one of them, like Javonte Williams. If I can't find it here, we'll move on. Yeah, Michael Carter. Michael Carter went the 4th round, folks. He went 2nd in the 4th round. That definitely could have been a pick there for this Cardinals team. When did they didn't have a 4th round pick before that pickup, but the 2nd round pick, maybe choose a running back over Rondale Moore. So for that reason alone, I think I'm going to knock down the grade to a B+. I think I would have given it an A- if they got that like maybe another running back, because what they've got right now is not the greatest. James Conner and Chase Edmonds. I'm not really rocking with that. So I think they missed the mark there with that 2nd round pick. But overall, everything else is great, just shoring up that defense, and I'll give them a B+. And then the last team to go over, the 49ers. Alrighty, 1st round pick, 3rd overall, Trey Lance, quarterback. 2nd round pick, they go Aaron Banks, guard, protect your asset on the line. Gotta love it. 3rd round pick, Trey Sermon, running back. Alrighty, see, even another running back. Here, Trey Sermon, he goes in the 3rd round. We haven't even looked at him, so maybe he pans out better than those kind of UNC running backs do, but still another option potentially for the Cardinals to have taken. So the 49ers get him, but the 49ers didn't need a running back. They still got, Mostert. Who's their 2nd? Jeff Wilson. What did he do last season? 600 yards. I mean, that's a solid number 2 running back right there with Raheem Mostert going for, he broke 1,000 last year? 521. That's it? Okay. Well, unfortunate. But we know he's able to do it. So I'm not a big fan of the running back pick. 3rd round here for the 49ers. 3rd round pick again. They go Ambry Thomas, corner. 5th round pick, they go Jalen Moore, offensive guard. Once again, shoring up that line, not getting your quarterbacks injured. That was their big downfall. 5th round pick, they go DeAndre Moore, Lenoir, corner. 5th round pick, they go Talanoa Hufagana, safety. And 6th round pick, they go Elijah Mitchell, another running back in the 6th round. So interesting there. So I love the quarterback pickup. Trey Lance, I don't think he's going to be that great, but this is what the 49ers think is going to work. Alrighty, I have Justin Fields over Trey Lance, but I'm not going to knock what the 49ers did with the pick. It's still a quarterback that they kind of needed a little bit. I still believe in Jimmy Garoppolo, but we'll see. So they get the quarterback, shore up the line, couple of defensive corners to shore up their defense a little bit. I think it's a solid draft. We'll give it a B. No really home run hits. Quarterback, they feel like they need it. Jimmy G can't stay healthy, so I'm not going to knock the pick. So we'll give the 49ers a B.